I want to read something to you out of the Spirit of Christmas booklet that is put out by Unity Worldwide Ministries. Still not too late to go to unity.org and order one. It's that easy. It just says, ask for your subscription for this pamphlet and they'll mail it out to you. But I want to read to you something that kind of struck me. And excuse me. Yeah, turn to the right page here. It says, challenges come and go, and the beautiful Christmas season is not exempt from difficulties. In the midst of holiday challenges, we may find encouragement from children's faces, radiant with the light of expectation. Many are expecting some gift that they can clearly see in their mind's eye. The innate wisdom of children can teach us an important spiritual lesson. When challenges arise in our lives, we can open our spiritual eyes to the gifts of God that awaits us. Maybe the most important gift we can accept is the gift of peace. Divine peace unburdens the troubled heart, and it stills the emotional waters of discontent. Peace strengthens our resolve and assures us that there is no situation, no circumstance, or no condition in the world that is greater than the power of God, the good, within us. We find the strength to meet any circumstance unafraid. To become childlike is to open ourselves to the peace of God that abides within us. Out of a peaceful heart comes resilience, fearlessness, and the sure knowledge that nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. I want to talk to you about the last 10 days. Excuse me. The last 10 days of my own personal journey. Both Michael and I contracted COVID. I'm going to say Michael was at least 10 days ago, and for me, it's been almost 7. And it has been a journey, an experience. I have dealt with anger, the unfairness of all this. This whole thing started with my daughter's family, who contracted it first. And it was on Thanksgiving Day. I had no symptoms at that point, and I was texting my grandchildren because both their parents were down with the virus. And so I was trying to, do what I could to occupy the kids. And Mia's 8 years old. And of course, all she wants to do is FaceTime. So we're FaceTiming. And she types over the FaceTime, "I'm sad." And I said, "Mia, what are you sad about?" And she types, "Bad Thanksgiving." And I just got to where I got angry at this virus again. And this is unfair, the unfairness of this whole pandemic. And then watching Michael go down with it, which this is a man that I never see get down with anything. And there I go again, getting angry at it. And then I thought, this is gonna escape me. That's what I thought. Well, it didn't. But what I watched was, as this reading said, about children. And Mia expressed her sadness, and she expressed that she was having a bad Thanksgiving. And then within 2 hours, she's now texting me, and she's taken a cardboard box, and she has taken all her Barbie and Ken dolls, and she's made the inside of this big box with confetti, decorations, and dressed up all the Barbie dolls. And on the outside of the box, it says, "Welcome to the prom." And I'm like, wow, how quickly she was able to do a turnaround. She expressed her sadness, she expressed her frustration, and then she moved on to creating something that was going to make her feel better. Kids can figure out how to make lemonade out of lemons much easier than us adults, can't they? I'd like to even read more out of this booklet, because I'm telling you, this whole week of peace in that booklet, every single page to me was just blaring out at me, because I was losing my center. I was losing it every time I would go to take Michael's temperature, or every time I would call in and check on Sandy Malloy's family and how they're doing, and checking on so many people in our congregation. And there's been a couple of you who have lost some key family members this week. And as you saw on our email blast, one of our congregants, Larry Langdon, made his transition. And then here comes Reverend Kathy's frustration again, because I can't physically be with that family to share physically with their grief and their sadness. And then I had the opportunity, because what else is there to do when you're kind of down with a virus? Watch another Netflix movie, right? Well, I don't know if this was Netflix. I can't keep them all straight anymore. But I will tell you, I had the blessing of watching the movie directed and written by Dolly Parton. I think it's called Christmas on the Square. And yeah, it's a little bit, typical of your Christmas holiday movie. There's always, isn't it interesting? There's always Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey in almost all of these Hallmark and Christmas movies, right? And there's always this lesson to be learned, and then you come back around to then tell about the lesson you've learned. And what struck me in this movie, as soon as this song started, Dolly Parton literally wrote 14 songs for this movie. And this one, as soon as she started with it, I'm like, I paused it, I wrote it down. I'm like, I'm going to look up the lyrics to this song. And it's called Light Your Lamp. And it's helped me to turn myself around. What is it? Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. We are being called to do this over and over and over again. So however many times it takes you to turn yourself around, do it. And whatever you can find that's going to help you turn yourself around, do it. But I'm telling you, it isn't easy, because I don't know how my 8-year-old granddaughter can do it so quickly, but they can, can't they? Why is it that I stay stuck in my frustration? And it's not fair. This isn't the way it should be. I want it to go back to the way it used to be. Now, that's something I really got to check myself in on. Do I really? I am so in love more now than ever with the present moment than I've ever been in my life, ever. I am enjoying solitude more than ever in my life. But I want to share with you the song and why it struck me. It says, light your lamp to guide the way, lest someone should go astray, or be left standing in the dark, confused and lost with troubled hearts. Let the fire of love burn bright, drive the shadows from the night. Fan the flames with all your might, light your lamp and spread the light. Light your lamp and spread the light. Spread some light where'er you go, and always leave an afterglow. Be a beacon in the night. Light your lamp and spread the light. May this little light of mine cast a glow where'er it shine. Light the way to brighter times. Be a blessing to mankind. Let this fire of love burn bright. Drive the shadows from the night. Fan the flames with all your might. Light your lamp and spread the light. This hit home to me because I was walking around with my light out. I was letting anger consume me. I was letting the thought of this is unfair. This is not right for children to have to deal with Christmas like this. Who even feels like even exchanging presents, and what's all this Amazon about? And oh, I just went and then I've looked up the lyrics of this song and played it over and over until I turned myself around and I said, no, I'm not going to let anything or anybody take my light out. No. And that's what I want to remind you of today. It's our job. It's our job. Because we got to shine our light to help others who are losing their way. And I was losing my way. And I needed that song to come to me to remind me of something I know, and I've known it for a long time. My job is to burn bright, to help others find the way. And when I do that, I stay on the right path. Isn't that amazing? Oh, you know, I was reading something by Brene Brown, and I may be doing a class on this after the first of the year. It is her book, and I believe it's where I got the title of the talk today, and it's Being Brave in the Wilderness. And we are in such a wilderness right now. And how do we be brave through that? You know, she says, and I love, she is such a, I mean, that's her gift, and that's her life, is being a researcher and studying data. And she says, we are hardwired as a human species not to hurt each other. We are actually wired not to hurt each other. And why is that? We're wired that way for a reason. We're wired that way because we need to protect our species. So we know we don't want to hurt each other because we want to protect our species. She says that we are slowly moving to dehumanizing our fellow human beings. And this is not healthy. So I think about sometimes what I read in the news, and you know what? I'm gonna just, this is coming to me. Now I talk with a lot of people in the course of a week, whether it's personally on phone or whether it's through text, but a lot of it's on the phone. And talking with a lot of people about how sad they are at watching things on the news or on TV where our fellow human beings are hurting, putting people down, calling people names. And it's not healthy. And it's easy for me to recognize it on TV. It's not so easy for me to want to recognize it within myself. And I think until we're ready to really own our own stuff, that I'm not sure things are going to change yet. I think we're in for this long ride because I think we've still got a lot of inner work to do as individuals and to own our own stuff and to own how peaceful or unpeaceful is my heart and how much hope and faith do I really have in myself, in the God, the good within me. How is it ye of little faith, right? You know, Brene Brown has this motto she lives by, and she really encourages everybody to take this motto on. And I want you to hear this. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of my life, I want to be able to say that I contributed more than I criticized. I'm going to say that again. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of my life, I want to be able to say that I contributed more than I criticized. And I started just looking at my little boohoo week and how much I was criticizing everything that wasn't going right this week. And then that movie, and then the candle, which reminded me my job is to contribute, not to criticize. Your job is to contribute, not to criticize. Criticize tears down. Criticism tears down not only the person you're criticizing, but you've done it to yourself as well. At the end of the day, end of the week, at the end of my life, I want to be able to say that I contributed more than I criticized. Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, most of you know her. She was a brain scientist and suffered a severe, massive stroke in the brain. And she says, this is her quote, "Take responsibility for the energy that you bring into a room." Take responsibility for the energy that you bring into the room. Where's my song again? Light your lamp and guide the way, lest someone else goes astray. Light the fire of love and let it burn bright. Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. Whatever you've got to do to get that candle lit again and again and again and again and again. Call somebody who will remind you. You may think your light went out, but it didn't. With that, I want to close it out and just send you all the love. And if I could just light your candle right now, I would do that. I would just light it right now so you would be reminded what a bright light you are in this world. Namaste. Christ's presence in me truly sees and honors that Christ's presence in each and every one of you. Namaste.